Hey UBC, I'm Kalyeena. It's October 10th, 2011, and you're watching the Ubyssey Weekly Show.
In this week's news section, we have an article on the Graduate Student Society reconsidering their membership in the AMS, which could prove to be problematic for those groups.
Brian.
Brian?
Brian!
Ginny?
Brian!
Ginny.
Fucking hell, Brian.
What?
You have to film the thing.
Alright. Okay, this week in the feature section, we're doing a story from a recent UBC grad who was in Bahrain during the revolution in February.
There was a pretty sweet soccer game.
We have an article about Videomatica closing. We have one of our writers spending a night in the commuter student hostel, and our last round of VIF reviews.
Okay, so you just heard a little bit about Videomatica in Kitsilano and its potential close. Here to talk a little bit more about it is the writer and culture editor, Ginny Monaco. So tell us what's going on. I have no idea what Videomatica is.
Videomatica is a video store on 4th Avenue in Kitsilano, and they've been around for 28 years, but this year they were forced to close. That's partially because of low sales and an increase in rent prices. But a lot of it has to do with the internet and the availability of videos for people who don't want to rent.
But isn't having videos online part of the wave of the future?
Well, there are a lot of titles that are available online, but there are some that aren't. And with the progression of technology, you lose parts of the past. So a lot of Videomatica's VHS titles, for instance, aren't available as DVD, and the same thing goes with DVD to Blu-ray. They're trying to archive their collection, which is over 35,000 titles. It's a bit of an undertaking.
Is there anybody that's able to take that many videos?
UBC is one of a couple post-secondary institutions negotiating with the store to try and save the collection. It's not as valuable if they separate it. So anyone who takes it on is tasking themselves with archival and distribution and just a place to house 35,000 DVDs, movie, and Blu-ray is a lot.
So what's going on now?
Right now, they're having a donation campaign. Individual donors can choose titles that they personally want to save, and those titles will be deducted from the cost of the whole collection. It's a great way for people to save this collection that they're so attached to.
I don't remember the last time that I rented a video, but what about the rest of UBC?
4 years ago. I have to say a couple years ago.
Probably about 3 months ago. Probably about 3 months ago.
I believe it would be last Christmas.
Probably 5, 6 years ago.
Probably 2 years ago, I don't remember.
Even worse than me.
As we look at the demise of the film rental market, there are another type of movie that's undergoing a curious renaissance: cult classics. Whether or not they're films that are so bad it's good, or decent films that didn't make a lot of money, cult classics can still draw crowds years after their release, despite the fact they only have a fraction of the budget of blockbuster films. What makes people line up at noon to watch films like The Room, which has been considered to be the Citizen Kane of bad movies?
You may ask them to ask me, move on, next question.
Okay, well, no, that's it.
You are lying. I never hit you. You are tearing me apart, Lisa.
Why are you so hysterical?
Do you understand life?
I even don't consider The Room to be called, you know, I mean, people enjoy it, and whatever they call it, that's very, you know, I'm pro-freedom, so they can say whatever they want.
Part of what's really appealing about him is that you don't know if he's full of shit. You don't know what it is that you're quite looking at.
Your film's different from anyone else's. What do you think sets your films apart?
Well, I always say, you know, I'm going by emotion.
Get out, get out, get out of my life!
The words are secondary, so chemistry is much more important, emotion is important. And I think The Room, maybe, I'm just thinking loud, you know, people associate to the real life.
Hey, what's up, Mark?
Oh, hi, Mark.
Catch it.
How do the audiences think about it, you know? Do they think about themselves as being this small select group of people who, through some sort of magical taste, have something that maybe no one else has? Through this film, they get this instant bond, they become a subculture that's centered around this film. I think a lot of it is just a battle over taste.
I just saw you. What are you talking about?
I just wanted to hear your sexy voice. I keep thinking about your strong hands around my body. It excites me so much. I love you.
Is Johnny there?
Thing is asking, like, you know, how do you make a viral video? How do you make a meme? And the thing is, I wish I could say that it's not possible to plan for it.
Well, you need the vision. Are you recording? It's the same answer. I don't change my. I'm very consistent with my answer.
All right, so that's all for this week. I'm Kalyeena Makortoff, making sexual innuendo about the microphone since 1918.
Stop it. Stop. Stop.